Hi, it's Carolyn. Welcome back to my channel and to another video. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you a collective card reading for the Twin Flame Collective to see where the energies are at this week. I put the intention out when receiving the messages to be for those twin flames who are in physical separation at this time. So as always, this is a collective reading, and so just take the messages that resonate for you and discard the messages that don't seem like they resonate for you. But we'll go ahead and dive into what the messages are. I shuffled and pulled the cards ahead of time to save some time for the video. So when we think about what is in the Divine Masculine's headspace about union right now, we received Love Abounds, and you can see the number 1 at the top of the card. So in the Divine Masculine's headspace, he's ready for this new love to abound. He's ready to explore love with his Divine Feminine. He's ready to start the process of communication, of connection, of letting love in, of sharing love. This is a very positive card to come up in the Divine Masculine's headspace, because this means this is something that he's thinking about. This is something that he wants. This is something that's on his mind. Okay? And so what is in the Divine Masculine's heart space? There were 2 cards that came out. We have Joy and Stability. And in traditional tarot, this is the 4 of Wands card, which is really the Twin Flame card. It's all about marriage, commitments, feeling joyful, having that foundation being stable, having that foundation being built. It's such a beautiful card with all the sparkles and the star. It's a very shining card, right? So there is so much joy in the Divine Masculine's heart right now regarding how he's feeling about union and about the Divine Feminine. We also received Open Up. And so both of these cards have the number 4 in them as well. And so this tells me that he is ready to share himself. He's built this foundation, and in his heart, he wants to open up to his Divine Feminine. Perhaps it appeared as though he had been hiding, not interested, just spending a lot of time by himself, maybe appearing distant. But now that in his headspace, he's ready to start this new love. It's great that in his heart, he's feeling like he's ready to open up, be vulnerable, share himself, now that he has built this foundation as well. And he feels very joyful just knowing this foundation is there, because that creates the stability that is needed for the Twin Flame union to thrive. For the Divine Feminine, what is in her headspace about union? We have Take the Lead. And so I initially thought this might mean she's wanting her Divine Masculine to take the lead, and so on it might be for some of you. But I feel like for some Divine Feminines in your headspace, you might just be like, you know what, I'm ready to do this. I'm just gonna take the lead. I'm going to reach out. But it's maybe from a place of fear and worry that the Divine Masculine isn't gonna step up. Isn't going to step into his Divine Masculine energies, his Emperor energies, and take the lead. And so I feel like in a lot of Divine Feminine's headspace, I think you can feel the shift that's happening with the Divine Masculine, and you're just ready to get moving. And this is just something that's on your minds. However, in your heart space, we have change your focus. And so I think the more that you might be thinking about, you know, is my Divine Masculine gonna take the lead? Do I need to, you know, just maybe questioning or doubting or having fear? Your heart is saying, hey, change your focus. Come to a place of peace. And even the way the cards were laid out, the woman on this card is facing away from the Divine Masculine cards. And as you change your focus, that's also taking kind of like the energetic pressure the Divine Masculine may be feeling off of him, where it's going to feel easier. Sorry about that, a throat chakra thing, I suppose. Make it feel easier for him to be able to then open up and allow that love to abound. It'll make the energies, yeah, it's like you're allowing the energies to flow when you're changing the focus. And instead of focusing on maybe like what's happening on the physical realm of things, really feel into how are you feeling in your heart. If you are feeling the shift in energy, just really drop down into your heart space and enjoy how that feels. Just soak up just that love that you're feeling, because the energy of your union lies in your hearts. And so your heart is just guiding you to take your focus off of like wanting your masculine to make movements right now. Just trust that he will. Focus on you. Because you know, the more that you focus on yourself, the more your Divine Masculine is magnetized to you. Okay? Because as you're focusing on him, he'll be focusing on him, right? But as you're focusing on you, that's balancing the energies. So this is what your heart is guiding you to do right now. What is helping union, and this relates perfectly to that last card, is spread your wings. And it's like this woman has her arms open to this beautiful path that's just lit up ahead of her. What's helping union is during this time of separation, you were able to spread your wings and allow yourself to expand. You were able to get to know yourself better. You were able to follow your hearts and try new things and really step into your divine purpose. You were able to get more clear on who you are in a big and amazing way. And this is something that has helped your union. So don't stop. Keep up with following your hearts, taking those risks that feel good in your hearts as you just allow yourself to expand and fly. What is a block in union right now? We have the throat chakra. And so this is all about like expression and communication. And so really feel into where are you not expressing yourself or sharing yourself in a way that you might like to be. Do you find that there's part of you that maybe is playing it small and holding yourself back rather than sharing yourself in the way your soul is guiding you to share yourself? Do you work on healing throat chakra blocks? That's really going to help improve that communication in your twin flame union. I also received some messages from the Power of Surrender deck. And so one message is surrender negative thinking as a guidance step. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, "Thank you for sharing," and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. And so I think this to me speaks to even like the law of attraction, where the more you think about something, then the more you're feeling about what your thoughts are, and then that's what you're attracting into your life. And so if you're having negative thoughts, maybe even going back to this fear about like, is my divine masculine going to step forward or step up? The more you're doubting that, the more you're manifesting that, because then you're feeling that fear. Versus going in and just feeling that love that you both share and just trusting in God, that God is going to move perfectly through both of you in your union. And so you do want to surrender any negative thoughts. You can almost imagine them floating away, just reminding yourself they're just thoughts, right? It's all about the meaning that you attach to thoughts. And if there's a feeling that comes up that feels challenging, that's when you do inner work around that feeling. Because of course you don't want to just push that feeling down. You want to heal it and bring peace to it. And this is something that the mirror exercise that Jeff and Shalia teach can really help in healing that. And so when it comes even going back to the Change Your Focus card that the Divine Feminines received within their heart space, I feel like that might be what this is speaking to. If there's any fear-based thoughts, any negative thoughts, just really bring awareness to them so it's not an automated way that you're thinking, but choose to release them. Okay? It's ego, which is illusion, and choose to trust what you know the truth to be in your hearts. We also received surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. And so I know for some of you, just based on social distancing that's happening right now, you may or may not be able to enjoy nature. But it might be, if you're able to, this is a great way to just like ground yourself and center into the beauty of the earth. If it's hard to access nature, it might be just like noticing the trees that you see out your window if there are any trees. Noticing flowers, maybe having plants or flowers in your home, if that's what feels easiest right now in terms of experiencing the beauty of nature. Perhaps it's even looking at photographs of nature that just feel very calming and soothing, and just feel just like you were just connecting to the beauty of the natural world. And this will help calm some of those negative thoughts too, right? And really help you change your focus. Okay, I got a couple of messages from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. So we have, the thought of you still does things to me. So the Divine Masculine is still thinking about his Divine Feminine, which of course we know from the cards from the beginning of the reading. But just trust this, that passion is still there, that love is still there for you. He also says, it really was me, not you. And so it sounds like he's taking a lot of responsibility for the separation or for whatever happens within your union. But with twin flames, we know that both are one, right? And so it may be just sending him just in your heart, just this love and compassion that he's just taking on, I think, the responsibility, it seems like, for what happens. and it's safe for him to let that go, but this is what he's feeling and what he wants to communicate to you right now. And thirdly, we have, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. And so this makes me think too, even though he's having these feelings of love wanting to start and wanting to open up, but this throat chakra card, came up as a block to union. Maybe this is just giving him a pause right now. But a twin flame union is such a beautiful love, right? It's this deep love, this powerful love. It's, how it feels being with yourself. Because you are so loved by your twin flame. And that can feel good, but for some it might bring up fear. And this may be part of what he's working through with this card. So Divine Feminines in your heart space, as you communicate with your Divine Masculine, just continue to let him know it's safe and that you love him very much. Divine Feminines, what do you have to say to your Divine Masculine? We have 3 messages. We have, I just got sidetracked. And it might be thinking, I guess, at what point in your life do you feel maybe you were focused on things perhaps other than your healing or your union or love or your divine life purpose? Where did you get sidetracked? And then just go in and heal that as you continue to claim your union. Because you know what? You also want him to know you can't take this anymore. You are done with separation. You are claiming your Divine Masculine. You know he's your man. You're saying the separation is nonsense. You're saying I'm done with it. I claim union. I claim union. And you also want your Divine Masculine to know you're never far from my minds. Just as you wonder if he thinks about you, he wonders the same. And this is the reassurance that you're offering to him. And then finally, to wrap up this reading, I received a message from the Journey of Love deck by Elena Fairchild. So I'm going to show you the card and then read it to you. And the card says, God speaks. And it's a beautiful card with all the different colors. And the green really stands out to me, which reminds me of the heart chakra. And it just seems like, this is just like moving up to this light at the very top of the card. Or like this is God communicating, right? So it says the divine is speaking to you directly. Underneath the silence, there is the endless music of love pulsating throughout the universe. Within that sacred sound, there is guidance. It may or may not have words. It might be a feeling in your heart that you can only access when you are still, relaxed, dancing, in a yoga practice, or even half asleep. It assures you that behind any struggle or challenge, there is only ever the divine seeking you out, calling you to surrender some fear or doubt or other so you can move closer. I feel like, everything that is said so far from this booklet has been covered just in the cards with the messages. Like if you're just wondering like what's happening with the silence in your union, just trust that love is pulsating there, right? that you're being called to surrender that fear and doubt so that you can move closer to union. Continuing, it says, trust in the sounds of love beyond anything else, for in truth, no matter what may appear to be, there is nothing else. This oracle brings you guidance. You are being loved into becoming, which makes me think of the spreading your wings card that we saw that's helping union. Be open to being shown the divine genius in all that is happening. If you feel you are being nudged, know you are being nudged by the divine. If you feel you are being held back, know you are being held back by the divine. All is happening perfectly for you, and all will unfold in divine timing. Turn the page here. The divine is speaking to you. When you are captivated by the beauty of nature, going back to that surrender to the beauty of the natural world card. So when you are captivated by the beauty of nature, or in a logical sense that everything is okay, listen. That's the divine talking to you, reassuring you that all is unfolding according to spiritual law in perfect cooperation with your own destiny. And there's a short poem which says, when the first sound was born, the air was filled with fantasy, like the flower's sweet perfume. Alive in the moments, there was nothing else, only the energy coursing through my body and the tears on my cheeks. I was carried away on the strings, each note striking a chord within and answering with the emotions of my soul. How priceless the surprise, how powerful the memory to be with the violin when it sings. Beautiful message. Beautiful. And so, yeah, be open to that surprise. You know, it's all about just releasing control, being with the flow, following the guidance, having trust. So I hope that you enjoyed this collective card reading. I hope everybody is having a great week, and then I'll see you again at the next video. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.